Hello guys and welcome to the second part of Algerian football imperialism. So in the first episode we got rid of about 20 teams, I think. We had some upsets. This team, Bujulbana, I think they punched up a lot, and Tiaret and Constantine are both now on 4 wins. But if you haven't seen this before, this is how it works. So first we spin this wheel, we get Sogier. Then we come to the map here and we find that this team right here, IRBS, this is Sogier. Then we spin an arrow. You can see they're going southeast a bit. And so, yeah, they're going to attack this team right here. So in my catalog here, we can see this is Bouani Tiaret. Then what we do, now that we have the two teams, we find Bouani Tiaret. Here we go. They have a rating of 56, and they get put into the home team because they are the one defending their territory. Then we find Suger, and we can see they have a 51. So now what we do is, how the calculation works is 70% of the final score comes from this, and then 30%, or maybe 40 and 68, but comes from a random number generator. So we give a random roll to Tiaret, and then we give another random roll for Suger, and then we can compare the scores and see that Berhuni Tiaret, I think that's who they were, they have a higher score, and so they're going to win this match, and they're going to take over Suger's territory. And now what we do is Beheading Tiaret, they get an upgrade for winning. So you can see in the rules, you get +1 for beating a team that's ranked less than 10 below you. They're only ranked 5 apart. And that's to stop the big teams just getting super strong by defeating small teams. But then we go to Bouhani Tiaret, and they get a boost to 57. Then we get rid of Soger, and they are out of the game. Then we spin again, and we get Boumerdes. So right here, this is JSB Boumerdes. They're going to be going south, slightly to the west, east, sorry. And yeah, they're going to be attacking this Kabylie. So Kabylie have a 77, one of the strongest teams in Algeria. And Boumerdes have a 59. So Kabylie get a 3, and Boumerdes get a 17. But because Kabylie is just so much better, they are going to win that. But they will not get an upgrade because they're ranked, but quick maths, 18 apart. Alright, next up we have Biskra. Alright, this is the second time we've seen them. This is Biskra right here. They have a lot of territory and border a lot of teams. They are going to be going pretty much directly south. From the logo, I think it's south enough they're just going to attack this. This is El Biad. Alright, so this is a pretty big match. El Biad have a 71. And Biskra have a 72. So despite being in a division lower, Biskra actually has a higher score here. But El Biad get a 20, and Biskra get an 8. And so it's still pretty close, but it's going to be a win for El Biad, and they're going to take all this territory up here. And because El Biad actually beat a team that was rated higher, even though it was only by 1, they are actually going to get a 2-point upgrade. So you're going to go from a 71 to a 73. Right, next up we have Telegma, which is here. This team right here is Telegma. They're going to be going directly east, and they're going to attack this team right here. This we can see is El Fejouj. So El-Fajouj have a 58, and Telegma have a 64. So El-Fajouj get a 15, Telegma get a 25, and so yeah, it's going to be a solid win for Telegma here. Alright, next up is going to be Hinun. Alright, this down here, this giant piece of territory, this is Hanun. So whoever wins this is definitely going to have the most territory. But they are going, I think, yeah, that's just going to hit Chad. Alright, they're going pretty much directly west. I think from like the center of the border, yeah, they're going to take this one, CRBA. I think that's Adrar. Yeah, this is Adrar. So, Adrar have a 61, and Hanun have a 53. So Adrar get a 5, Hanun get a 10, and so it is going to be a win for Adrar here, and they're going to take this giant piece of territory. Alright, next up is going to be Chemis Miliana. Alright, here they are. This is Chemis Miliana. They are going to be going northwest. I think that's gonna clip here to take this Ued Foda, I think that is. Yeah, Foda. So Foda has a 59, and Chemis Miliana have a 56. It's gonna be fairly close. Foda get a 21 and get a 25. But even with the higher score, because they're at home and a bit better, Foda are going to win this one. Alright, next up is going to be JRB Takit. Alright, so this is Takit right here. They're going to be going southwest a little bit, but I think they're still going to attack Saura here. Now, Saura are a big side. I'm pretty sure they're in Ligue 1. And they have a 76. And then JRB Takit have only a 60. But Saura get a 9. JRB get a 24, but it's not going to be enough. So Saura are going to quite comfortably win this. Alright, the next team up is going to be Fenouil, which is actually right here. So they are going to be going directly east, and so they're going to be attacking this NRCH, whoever that is. This is Hataba Adrar. Alright, so Hataba have a 58, and Fenouil have a 55. So it's going to be kind of close. Hataba get a 10. Fenouil get a 24. I don't know. It's actually going to be a slight upset here. Not a big one, but Fenouil are going to win this. Going to punch up a couple rankings, and so they will be getting a +2 bonus. All right, next up is going to be Shershel. All right, right up here, this is Shershel. They're going to be going southwest a bit. I think that might actually cut into here, into Arba right here. So I think it's going to be attacking through this little slot there. But Arba have a 63, and Shershel have a 60. So it's going to be fairly close. Arba get an 8. Shershel get 25. And so, yeah, it's going to be a win for Shershel here. All right, next up we have Shelgum Laid. All right, here they are, right here. They're going to be going north to attack the one team around them that hasn't played yet, CB Mila. So Mila have a 59, and Shelgum Laid have also a 59. So this is going to be all up to the random, pretty much. Right, Mila get a 14, Shelgum get a 19, and so yeah, it's going to be really close, but it's going to be a win for Shelgum Laid. Alright, next up we're going to have USM Tinduf, which is this team over here in the corner. They are going to be going northwest a bit, so I think they're going to attack here. They can attack, just forgot who they were, it is Fenuhil. So, Fenuhil, with their +2 upgrade, are going to have a 57. And USM Tinduf are going to have a 59, so it really could go either way. Fenuhil, oh my word, they get a 1. And USM get a 7. It's a small score, but Tinduf are going to win this. It's really unfortunate for them to get a 1. But, yep, they are out. Alright, next up we're going to have El Ued. This is them right here. They're going to be going southeast a little bit. I think that's going to hit this part and attack USA. and attack USH. So this is Hamaisa. Hamaisa have a 57. Already the same. And El Uad have a 58, so it's going to be really close here. Hamaisa get a 7, and El Uad get a 27. So yeah, it's going to be a fairly comfortable win for El Uad here. Alright, down to 108 teams. Next up we have High Jebel. Alright, so they're up here in Algiers. They're this team at the bottom, which is the same as this over here. So if they go out of Algiers, it's Shershel and, well, they only have 2 options, Shershel or WBAB football. But we'll see which way they're going to go. They're going to go south, and they are going to attempt to break out of Algiers and take out Shershel. So Shershel have a 62. And High Jibble have a 57, so it's definitely in Shershel's favor. They get an 11, and Jibble get a 24. I don't know. Oh, it's going to be so close. By 0.3, Shershel is going to win this. And they, as well as taking this territory, they are actually going to be added to the map over here into the Algiers portion. Alright, next up we are going to have El Harrach. So here we go. This is El Harrach. They're another team in Algiers. They're going to be going west out of Algiers, which if we come over here, yeah, it's going to attack El Biar. So whoever wins this will get changes in both the main map and Algiers. So El Biar have a 73. Sorry, 73. And El Harrach have a 71, so it's going to be very close here. So the random for El Biar is going to be a 1, and for El Harrach it's going to be a 13. And so yeah, it's pretty close, but it's going to be a win for El Harrach. So they're going to take this territory right here, but also El Biar's territory that they claimed outside of Algiers last episode. Alright, next team up is going to be Bouafarik. Alright, here they are. This is Bouafarik right here. They are going to be going east, slightly south. Ooh, could that? I think actually from the center of the logo, they threaded it perfectly and are going to be attacked this. El Gozlan. So El Gozlan have a 49 and Boufarik have a 55. El Gozlan get a 10 and a perfect 30 for Boufarik. And so yeah, they're going to quite comfortably destroy El Gozlan here. All right, next team up is MC Algier. This is one of the giants of Algerian football. This is them right here, MC Algier. They're going to be going. They're going to be attacking El Harash, seeing if they can escape Algiers. All right, so El Harash, they've got some upgrades. They're at a 73, and then MC Algier are at a 79. So El Harash get a 5. I don't think they're going to be able to beat them. But yeah, MC Algier get a 23. And so yeah, it's going to be a fairly solid win for MC Algier, and they're going to escape Algiers. All right, next team up is going to be ASM Oran. This is ASM Oran right here, and they're going to be going southwest a little bit. I think they're going to clip this, and they're going to attack Mostaganem. So Mostaganem have a 71. And ASM Oran have a 69. Sorry, 69. This is going to be fairly close. Mostaganem get a 20. But Oran get a 27. It's going to be exactly the same. So we're going to have to re-roll for that. It's going to be a 10 for Mostaganem and a 24 for Oran. So yeah, after that redo, Oran is going to win that. All right, next up we're going to have Sadrata. This is Sadrata right here. They are going to be going, that is Libya, sorry, Tunisia, once again. They're going to be going southwest, and I think they're going to attack this team right here. GBAK Ain Hersha. So Ain Kersha have a 55, and Sadrata have a 59. So it's going to be fairly close. Karash have a 12. Sadrata all get a 1. And so, yeah, it's going to be a home team win for Ain Kersha. That's who they are, Ain Kersha. All right, 102 teams left. We get USM Alger, not MC Alger. Yep, this is a different Alger, and it's this one right here. They're going to be going southwest a little bit. I think they're going to clip this bottom of Ben Aknoun here. So Ben Aknoun have a 74. USM Alger have a 75. It's going to be very close here. 75. Ben Aknoun get a 24. Alger get a 12. And it's going to be a win for Ben Aknoun here, taking out a pretty big team. I believe they did win the Algerian Cup this season. But they are out to Ben Aknoun. So for our last match today with So we'll have 100 teams left. We have WA Mostaganem. So here they are. This is Mostaganem. They're going to be going pretty much directly south. I think they're going to attack here. They're going to attack ASM Oran. Oran have already taken out one Mostaganem. Going to do it again. ASM Oran have a 71, and WA Mostaganem have a 65. So Oran get a 29, and Mostaganem get only 9. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty solid win for Oran here. All right, with that, we're going to end this episode. We have 100 teams left. We got rid of 20 teams today. So, Arjar have a giant piece of territory. Albiad have a giant piece of territory. Neither Tiaret or Constantine played today. And MC Algier, the favorites probably to win this, they have made it out of Algiers and are into the Open Algeria map. So we'll see you next time. We'll get rid of another 20 teams. And yeah, hope to see you there.